I'll just try to keep this really short. My name is Ngaa Rauuira Puumanawawhiti. I've been a part of the Waahi Paa for the last maybe 2 years or so. I'm very grateful that I've been embraced by Ngāti Maunga for tēnā koutou, but I'm also here to quickly just give a talk and update about our United Nations trip with the Moku Foundation and Dr. Lance Sullivan. I was grateful enough to be one of the 12 selected to go and represent Ngāti Maunga throughout Aotearoa. I just wanted to give a little bit of an update about our trip and basically what the substance of our presentation back to our Indigenous brothers and sisters was all about. What's clear to us, and certainly from the opening address provided to the global Indigenous community by Bolivian President Evo Morales, is that the current trajectory of humanity and what it defines to be successful, or what it defines to be as progress in the last 700 years of imperial nation building is a broken model, and it requires fixing. And we believe that Indigenous solutions for the 21st century are required. We need a plan, a vision, a charter for change. We need native innovations that will curb the current trajectory of humanity. And we come up with about 5 major Indigenous transformations we think will not only honour the cause for the restoration of Indigenous justice, but will also provide a recipe for meaningful sustainable coexistence into the 21st century. And again, the same 700 years of colonisation is not going to produce the remedy to that. Only Indigenous solutions for the future can. So starting first, probably again with the Bolivian example. In 2007, the Bolivians achieved a really amazing thing. They constitutionalized the rights of Papatuanuku, what they call Pachamama, and what is known as the law of Mother Earth. They achieved constitutional transformation and placed Papatuanuku at the heart of their political decision making. And this is part of the Indigenous future that I'm talking about. Over here in New Zealand, we have legal personhood models such as Te Kawa Te Uruera, such as Ngā Tangata Tiaki and the Whanganui model. But I mean, it would be a great idea if the Minister and the Government would consider passing blanket legislation to give legal personhood to all forests, to all mauna, to all awa, because this is the part of the Indigenous features that I'm talking about. Second to that is a te tiriti-based constitution. The way you can't settle a treaty, you can only honour one. And the way you do that is you redesign your constitution, your political systems, so that te tiriti can't even be breached in the first instance. Like the example in the United States Constitution, where the Supreme Court is empowered with the ability to strike down any major legislation or decision that goes against their constitution, te tiriti should be endowed with the same powers to be able to strike down any decision or major piece of legislation that stands in contradiction to it. And this is how you phase out the role of te tiriti of the Waitangi Tribunal. Because until the Crown can guarantee that there will be no future breaches into the treaty, there will always be a need for institutions and avenues for Māori to seek redress and to hear grievances against breaches of te tiriti o Waitangi. The only way you stop breaches of te tiriti o Waitangi into the future is to constitutionalise it. Whakatapuhia tērā taonga. Number 3 is the issue of decarceration and the human suffering that comes as a result of the prison industrial complex. What a lasting legacy, what a great legacy we might be able to leave, that in 80 years our mokopuna don't know what a prison is. In 80 years our mokopuna don't know what a prison is, and that the entire justice sector has been transformed in that co-creation of, in that justice solutions are, the devolution of justice solutions at the community level for co-creation by the communities where in which the wrongdoing has taken place, allow those communities to define what the wrongdoing is, allow those communities to define what the remedy to that wrongdoing will be. And again, shut down the industrialization of human misery through the prison industrial complex. Number 3 is transformation of the public sector to take on a more holistic model. Transforming the social welfare system into the social well-being system. If we take more into perspective, the problem with the current social welfare system is that third-party redistribution actually interrupts the accountability framework between the giver and the taker. We need a new model. Number two is education and health. Again, recognition of, like, if I had it my way, all of those government departments will be running by whaitapa whā model. You need to take in, you need to value connectivity as a driver for well-being. And to think about the more holistic areas of not only Māori well-being, but also the well-being of our people and of our nation. The last one was, now the last special rapporteur, James and I, in 2011 produced a host of recommendations to the New Zealand government which were not upheld. And one of those was a constitutional review, a meaningful constitutional review of this country's constitution, and a meaningful conversation about the way in which power was exercised in this country. It's an outstanding matter that hasn't been addressed yet, hasn't been addressed since 1840. The absence of a formal constitution and a codified body of values by which decision making must be guided is needed, has been needed since 1840. And so if I think about the James and I report, 2011 report, and the list of recommendations which were subsequently ignored by previous governments, my hope is that this current government will take up greater responsibility against measuring its performance against the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. We've been given permission by the global Indigenous community to lead the restoration and the revitalisation of the world. And when Māori succeed and when we do well, we breathe life into our brothers and sisters throughout the world. And that was the lasting conclusion, is that Māori we have permission to lead our Indigenous brothers and sisters into the 21st century. It would be a great idea if the government basically provide their followership on this matter, not necessarily their leadership.